Right, guys, welcome to the channel. And today I have got a sort of a quickish one for you. So I'm just sketching the idea down here. I'm trying to batch out my projects. So this project sort of like has come first. This one was meant to come out next week, but because of the scheduling and everything, this one's come out sort of tonight. So, and it's a good, easy project. Good little bit of style going off here, some angles, all that kind of stuff. So let's get over to the beast. Just doing me cutting. There's a cut list for you. Please press pause and screenshot that or whatever you want to do with it. You know, if there's any more questions about that, just ask me. I'm no expert on doing these screenshotty type sort of things. I was going on about doing plans and all this kind of stuff, but that'll be further down the road. So, but include this sort of cut list on the video. I hope that helps some of you. So I'm just going in nice and easy with my cuts here. The wood I'm using is 1x8 pine, 8x1 pine. Just measuring out, just keep measuring, make sure everything is super accurate. Or accurate as you can be anyway. I'm not super accurate on anything. But this is one of them sort of little sort of projects. It can be a bit forgiving. If you get a few things wrong, you can sort of like work round. There's workarounds around the old project. The project itself is super decorative. Watch to the end, you'll see it at the end. It's great for selling. It's great for gifts. It's great for in your house. You can paint it, stain it, do what you want with it. So again here now, what I'm doing is I'm just sort of working out my sizes. So the first set of measurements was wrong, not on the cut list. The cut list is right what I've shown, but I've gone back and sort of changed the dimensions of it slightly. Now I've seen similar to this elsewhere, but not quite like this. I just thought I'd put a little bit of my own sort of spin on it. I'm just freehanding a curve here, just to cut out with a jigsaw. Nothing special. And I'm only freehanding it because I didn't have nothing to sort of draw around. I have got some like compasses in there, like what I thought on, and all that kind of stuff. And I know there's sort of stuff you can use, but I might make some sort of little jigs for, you know, doing curves in corners and stuff. So just going in with a jigsaw here, nice and easy. I'm opting not to use the router on this because it's all going to get sanded and I'm going to knock the sort of sharp edges off and everything. Now I'm cutting that curve there's fell nicely where that sort of knot is, so that's going anyway. Finally, the weather is changing here in the UK. The sun is shining and it makes you feel good. There's nothing like a bit of sunshine to make you feel good. It lifts the spirits, brings joy to you. Honestly, nothing like a nights are coming. Nothing better. Right, so let's get back to the build. So now I'm just figuring out. So I'm using the wood to strike a line there for where I'm going to make holes to attach the back to the front. And I'm just measuring everything. Everything's going to get measured. Just take your time. Whenever you're marking out and measuring, just take your time with it. Make sure you do it sort of 100% right. Once you've done it once, just like go over it, double check it. I've been guilty of that where you can sort of like get it wrong. So, you know, this is a trick off of you. I use the board to strike a line so you know where the thickness of that other board. So that'll come in good for like dados and all that kind of stuff, half lap joints and lap joints. So that's something I've picked up off you guys, the viewers, and I'd like to say to whoever put that tip into the comments, thank you very much, because it works amazingly well. I'm no good with names and all that kind of stuff, so please forgive me if I'm not mentioning you. But there will be something, and what I set up something where I can sort of mention and me viewers and subscribers on the videos. So I'm looking at ways and means of doing that. If there's any sort of suggestions you can put in the comments down below that might benefit the channel and work well, please do so. A lot of you guys know YouTube better than I know YouTube, so yeah, drop them in the comments. So here again, I'm still marking and just making sure all my old points are all equal and spaced out. I said in a previous video, one of my drawbacks in the past was I just randomly put the holes anywhere, and when you look at a final piece, it just makes it look a bit scruffy. And doing it and just marking it and spending that 5 minutes just getting your old placements right is, I wouldn't say it's crucial, but it just makes for a better finish overall. So again, I'm still marking out. Yeah, I've got the next 2 projects coming up after this one. You will really like them projects. So if you're not subscribed already, please subscribe. They are good, you know, really nice projects that you can, like this project, you know, cheap to make. One's a pallet project, cheap to make, easy to sell on. You can customize them. Like this project, you can customize this to whatever. Another tip here is when you're buying dowels, just check the size of your dowels. I've got 10mm dowel on the cut list, so because I bought 10mm dowel, and when I measured it, it was 9mm. So when I've gone in here, a 9mm sort of drill was too tight, so it was like 9.5. Fortunately, I had a 9.5mm drill bit, which just gives it that little bit of, you know, for a little bit of movement sort of thing. So just check your dowels. Don't go cutting your wood before you check your dowels. Make sure it's spot on. So I'm just using the paper here on my desk just to draw round the sort of side of this, and this is the design element now coming in. I just want it to look a little bit different. I want it to look a little bit quirky, a little bit different from the norm. I want it so it sort of like fits in well with a modern home. So, and I think, you know, when you see it at the end, please drop us your comments, like what you think of this project, whether you think I've nailed sort of like a modern vibe going off with it that's a little bit different. This product can always be made like in a traditional manner and traditional way, but I just wanted something a bit more modern. So these, I'm just cutting these at long point to long point, 20 centimetres with a 45-degree cut on either end. And you want 4 of these. And these was just 8x1 board that I ripped down into 4. So they're roughly like just about round about 4 centimetres wide, the boards. You can use scrap wood for this, but just bear that in mind on the overall cut list. If you know, if you want to just get it out of a complete sort of section of 1x8. So I'm just measuring up the dowel here. So I placed it in the hole and then just measured it, and I think I settled on round about 8 centimetres here. But again, you do it to whatever size you want. I've got to get to grips with under this where I'm working here. It's I keep saying I'm going to get it all smartened up, and you know, with doing the YouTube videos, it's hard getting time. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to learn doing multiple things at once. And don't laugh, ladies especially. I know I'm a man, but don't laugh at me. I know it's called multitasking. You guys are really good at it. Well, us men, we tend not to be. And I've got like multiple videos on the go all at once, making them. So it's a bit of a learning curve, and it'll be something I get used to, just to try to make my life a little bit easier, so I can spend a bit of time under this work area getting it fit for standard, really. Up to standard, should I say. So I'm just going in here. The screws I'm using here are 35mm Torx screws. I've countersunk them, put a bit of glue on. It's nice and easy. They were a little bit awkward to put together, but nothing you can't manage. Great beginner project, this. And you know what? If you're like a seasoned woodworker and you want to do them extra little bits for your house, no doubt you will put dados in this and dovetails and all that kind of stuff. But give it a go. The overall design of it, you'll see the overall design of it. I'm sort of giving it you that way. Speaking of dovetails, I'm looking at maybe investing in one of those dovetail machines, you know, them sort of cutter things. And I don't know which one to get. I've been looking on YouTube at some of the guys that use them, and they look a little bit complicated to me, and some of them could be like really expensive. So I've been looking around at some second-hand ones. I'll keep you updated on that. It's something else I want to try, but that's down the road. That's in the future again. It'll be a massive learning curve for me, that, learning something like that. One of my problems is I can't read instructions. I can read, but I can't take it in. I don't know whether it's sort of some mental thing I've got. I don't know. I ain't got a clue, but it's like I can't take it in. I'm what you call a visual learner. So I have to, luckily, we've got YouTube and I can visually learn off other sort of people. But you've got to be careful, because when you're watching some of these videos and they're using some of these machines and tools and stuff, it's all about selling the tools, and you know, they'll tell you that it's the best in the world and all this kind of stuff, and whereas they're not really in the real world. So if any of you guys out there have purchased a sort of dovetailing machine, whatever it is, please drop it in the comments again and let me know which one you've got, and I'll look them up and I'll look at the YouTube videos of them and stuff like that. So a bit of glue on the end grains here. This won't provide any strength. This was just for, I just wanted to sort of tack it together. So I did that, and I just sort of left it for, I went away and had a coffee. I come back about an hour later, and it was just sort of tacky enough. It's just something I wanted to do, maybe an unnecessary step, but I just thought, you know, I'll just do this because it's just to, I just wanted them put together and lined up right. So you can see there sort of what's in me thinking. I just needed to have them sort of joined together so I could line them up right and get me axis right when I sort of put them onto the main body of the piece. Oh, the main body of the piece, that sounds posh. That's me antiques jabber coming out to you. I do apologise. If you hear me sort of talking posh sometimes like that, there's an antiques dealing. It's a whole sort of realm of different speech and stuff like that. The piece, all that kind of stuff. So don't laugh at me. Honestly, it's sort of things I had to sort of say and do, which I did all my life. So it's gonna, you know, it's not gonna go from me. So I'm just going in again. That's scrap wood underneath there. There's no, you know, just put a bit of backing board there. It was just to protect my desk. And I've just marked these out so these will look, you know, they're in the right places. In hindsight, what I would have done is I'd have probably put them all a bit, I'd have gone further down the leg. So I'm just getting my axis right here by using bits of scrap wood. And I've got two bits propped up at the front because I want a bit of a lean back on it. Like that, if you see the lean back there. Now I'm just sort of trying to place the legs where I want them. And in again with the screws. I did shoot through onto the other side of the board on this. You don't see it on the videos, but I did. I just backed it off a bit, sanded it over, and nobody will know it's there. So it's nice and level, as you can see there. And I'm just cutting a few plugs here. Ideally, I should have done this with the drill press, but I just wanted 4 plugs. I'm confident in myself just to sort of like do it like this for the time being. Normally what I do is if I've got a spare hour and I've got some wood, I'll get the thing out and I'll cut a load of plugs using the drill press. And then I've got them then for when I need them, which I need to do some more. So I'm just trimming them ends off. Again, this is another thing. You could customise it and use it for all different things. So I'm just going over, getting all the sharp edges off. And I said earlier that I didn't route it. I was just going to sand it and stuff. But, you know, if I could go back and make this again, I would route over it. I think it's taught me a lesson. Just, you know, when you think you should route it, route it. And one thing I would say to you guys, if you haven't got a router, try and get one, or just a cheap one, second-hand one, a little trim router. It makes all the difference to your work pieces. This would have looked so much better if I'd have routed over all the corners and ends. You see the holes in there in the back. You'll see what I use them for in a second. So it's like a little buck trough with dividers, but you can use it for anything. Let me know in the comments what you think. Now, was the dividers a necessary step? Not really, but it just adds to it. It adds to that sellability. It's something different. Put these into your make, something, an addition. It'll just set the buyer's eye and think, oh, that's a bit quirky. I'll have that. It just makes that sale. It takes you an extra 5-10 minutes to do, but it's an extra selling point. Overall, I'm pleased with it. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. You guys are all amazing. And on to the next one. Bye for now.